Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Enterprise.
When I was growing up, my earliest memories are from Star Trek. I grew up watching with my dad, and Captain Kirk was always one of my great heroes. And there are people who will tell you, you know, who cares about TV, who cares about this, it's kids stuff, but it's these stories, these kind of myths that we tell that actually give us an insight into how to live our own lives. And from Captain Kirk's example, there are really 5 great leadership tips that we can learn. There's this idea that Jim Kirk was a ladies' man. He was all swagger, he was all cool. But one of the little hidden depths to Kirk that you kind of had to be a fan of the show to catch is that he was always learning and applying that new knowledge to different situations. Like when he fought the reptile creature, the Gorn, in one of the most famous Star Trek episodes, he took the things that were around him and used it to make a gun to fight the Gorn with. That's the kind of knowledge you can use, knowledge from anywhere. You can apply it to new situations, and that way you can innovate, you can move forward, you can solve the problems that you have in front of you.
No, I won't kill you. Maybe you thought you were protecting yourself when you attacked the outpost.
One of the most famous things about Star Trek is the Kirk, Spock, McCoy friendship. And this shows that what a great leader needs to have in his life is advisors who disagree with him and disagree with each other, but are very smart, intelligent, and capable. Spock was all logic, science. McCoy was all about compassion and emotion. And Kirk would sometimes listen to one, sometimes listen to the other, or sometimes use those ideas as a springboard to move forward. But if you don't have people around you with those different worldviews, with those different opinions, who feel comfortable enough to share them, then you're going to end up with epic disasters like Star Wars Episode 1.
Do you know the game?
One of the things that we kind of have in our culture is this idea that chess masters are the smartest people. They see 12 moves ahead. They know where you're going. One of the things I loved about Kirk is that he wasn't a chess player so much as he was a poker player. Poker is a game of probabilities. It's about knowing what you might achieve and knowing the psychology of the people you're playing with and using that to gain advantages that you might not have when you're just looking at the cards. Chess is a game of lines, it's a game of rules, it's a game of boxes. But life is a game of personality. Life is a game of poker.
Not chess, Mr. Spock. Poker.
So one of the things that nitpickers will always say about Star Trek is, you know, the captain of the ship shouldn't be part of the away team. He shouldn't be going on the planet and exploring it and exposing himself to danger. But that's one of the things that made Kirk such an effective leader. When you're in the mix with your team, you know the facts on the ground. You know what they're dealing with on a daily basis. You can come up with a strategy to move your team forward, to innovate, do what you need to do. And the other part of that is you'll also gain the loyalty of your team. When they know you're facing the same risks they are, that you know what they're going through, they're going to be more likely to respect you and respect your leadership going forward.
Risk is our business.
One thing about Kirk is part of the reason he was such a ladies' man is because he really had a first love, and that love was the Enterprise. When he wasn't a starship captain, when he wasn't on the Enterprise, he was depressed. He didn't really have a point or purpose in his life. But there came a time in one of the movies where in order to get out of a situation he was in, he had to blow up the ship. And sometimes we're on projects we're passionate about, we love them, but they're not working. When that project isn't working, when we know we need to move on, you have to, just like Kirk, blow up the Enterprise so you and your organization can survive.